the red, Brody. Got
No, I
got
had
the
that, but
chair popping.
yeah,
Got the MJ in the background with the glasses.
figured out.
Ah!
Yeah, one time, you know, I'll be right, boy. You looking clean too. I like that blue Raider hat. I ain't even seen one of them before. I
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
got authentic, that's game one time. Make sure you get your merch. But how you doing, bro?
I'm straight, family. How you doing,
You know
sir?
how we do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every day is a good day. You feel me?
Yes, indeed.
But I would like to welcome everybody to Leave It on the Court podcast with your host, Jay Dimes, and my little bro, Giannis, where we talk everything basketball, NBA basketball. I need everybody to go to that YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Make sure you check us out on Instagram every Sunday at 5 o'clock, right here live. Make sure you go to that Tickety Talk, the Face ID Books, and all them places, and the X's, tweets, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you check us out there too. Also, I need you to go check out that Can't Trick video with your boy D-Boy the Mac and your Shoolies in the video. You feel me? Also, once again, I need y'all to cop that merch, man. You feel me? That hashtag that's game. You know how we rock.
Yes,
With all that
sir.
said, what we got going on today? What's up, streets? I see you, boy.
So tonight we're actually going to speak a little bit about the Lakers Warriors and how they've accumulated some top talent after the draft and what they're doing now.
Mhm.
We're going to get into Kevin Durant. We're going to talk about
Pause.
the
Okay.
what I say, what I say. I missed it.
We're gonna get into Kevin Durant.
Um,
Pause. We're gonna talk about Kevin Durant today.
we're going to talk about Kevin Durant today. And we're going to talk about these pet peeves of ours. And then we're going to start the show off with the face of the NBA. There's been a lot of discussion about the face of the
Yes,
NBA.
sir.
I've even been asked personally, who will the NBA be handed to once Bron, Steph, and Kevin Durant are gone? And for the average person that are the casual, they can't really point to one or two or three people to say, okay, the league is his after they're gone. So there's a big thing about the succession of the NBA and who it's going to belong to now. I've been watching debate shows about Stephen A. talking about it. Oh, getting kind of motion sickness
Yes,
here,
sir.
bro.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
You good. And a couple of debate shows about what's been said, and what really stuck out to me, and I think you saw it too, was Anthony Edwards was actually asked about the face of the NBA,
Mhm.
and would he be willing to take the mantle, and they point at he's scoring the points, he has the attitude, he has the personality, but they asked him, would he consider being the face of the NBA, or does he want to be the face of the NBA? He said no. What do you think about that, bro?
Uh, um, well, really, what caught my eye is what LeBron said about it when he responded to Ant Edwards saying that he didn't want to be the face, and LeBron was like, "Who would want to be the face when everybody is talking bad about the league?" And it was a couple of things that I liked and I didn't like about what he said
Okay.
because like, when you pile on to the top that the pile on top that the media is being negative, you're kind of still being bringing a negative stigma to the league. You feel me? Because you're adding on to the fact that the media is speaking negative about you guys by agreeing with the fact that they're speaking negative about you. So it's like it's kind of like a double-edged sword with that. It's like when you are ambassador of the league, you just want to be positive and stay away from the negative. Publicity and stuff like that. And this is how the previous people that were the face of the league would handle things more. LeBron is more direct, more like in your face. So he's kind of like going to handle a conflict as what it is, and sometimes you can't bring more of a negative light onto it by making it seem like the league is what it is because of what they made it. And the crazy part is other people sent warnings like Kobe and stuff that the league was going to be the way it is. You can't be mad at people not liking the product. You have to understand that we're in a climate where people have more people have things to say, and it's more visible for those people like our podcast and stuff like that for people to say things. Even though we have we still trying to get our fan base up, we still got 50 to 100 to 200 people watching what we say. And in the small scale, you got to think about these people that have louder voices than us and how many people are watching them and stuff like that when they have hundreds of thousands of people and stuff like that. So it's a lot more people that can say things. So it seems like it's a lot more negativity. But on the other hand, with Ant not wanting to be the face, it's because of the scrutiny of what's going on, and it's purely based off what the All-Star game was from. The league itself, when it's just regular basketball, it's not really scrutinized. We just basically talk about the games and how good the games were and stuff like that. But really, this is really based off what the effort level that the players are showing during the All-Star game, and they feel like they're cheating the game. So a lot of this is kind of like skewed to where it's like throughout the season, and it's not throughout the season. This was just based over that weekend, and it's like stretching out into the regular season because of the way these answers are coming from Edwards and LeBron. But you can't stray away from it. If you're going to be the face, they're going to make you the face. He's one of the dudes. He's like right now. He's like, what's his name? The Baker Mayfield of commercials right now. I think he's on like 4 or 5 different commercials. So
Yeah.
once you start showing your face like that on TV, they're basically lining you up to be something you're trying to fight. It's like when Kobe was first saying, "I'm not like Mike." You bruh, like you look like him, you dress like him, like you know what I'm saying. You act like him. You just gonna have to suck that up, bruh. Pause. You just gonna have to you have to take that one on the chin. So it's like, with Ant, it's inevitable. Your personality, your actor, you're a good actor at that. With the commercials and stuff, so you're going to be that guy. Your attitude is like outside of the cussing, because the league don't like that. Your attitude fits this generation of person. That in your face, that um, keeping it real. I guess you would say, saying what's on your mind,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
type of things. So
So,
it's like, I don't feel like it's pressure if you not watching me. Like I was watching the Court of Gold thing. I know we brought this up last time. I want to bring this up again with Wembanyama saying that he doesn't like look at the media or listen to the media or things of those nature because it's probably not going to be. I'm assuming it's not something he's going to see. So he's like, I don't even pay attention to those things. So and Edwards had to develop that attitude to where you're going to have more people that hate you than love you. So this is part of being a star. Once you get up to the top, all you got is people around you, or and other people that's away from you that's trying to bring you down. So you
yeah.
have to keep it moving with that, and then just take that as what it is. Jordan, Magic, Bird, everybody had the moment they made a mistake. All these same people that was writing all these great things about them was writing just as negative things about them when it went bad. So it comes with the territory.
All right. So, a couple of our viewers, BBM said Anthony Edwards don't want that pressure. Being the face of the NBA comes with a lot of pressure. You need tough skin for that. And T Streets made a comment and said Brian had a great point with how the face gets attacked instead of celebrated. So I'm gonna read to y'all some of the comments because that was actually piggyback. LeBron's comments was actually piggyback off what Shannon Fry said. Shannon Fry said nostalgia is killing the NBA, killing the current NBA. He also went on to say the '90s basketball era with Mike Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Isaiah Thomas was not as clean as y'all think it was. And Gilbert Arenas, Stephen A. got into some back and forth about it with Brian Windhorst. Great conversation, I think. Now LeBron, his comment, he was basically, like I said, it was piggybacking off of what Shannon Fry said. He was saying, why do you want to be the face of the league when all the people that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis shit on everybody? Obviously, I don't ask to be the face of the league.
That's right.
I feel Anthony Edwards. I understand this is weird energy when it comes to that. Now, he kind of generalized and used the word all. Like when I was in elementary school, my teacher was like, be careful using the word all because, a lot of times it's not all. The NBA is the most sought after um, product on social media, like on the internet. The NBA tops the NFL, MLB, boxing, all sports. It's the most searched product ever. Um, and with that, that means that it comes a lot of love. It's just, I think the hate can be so loud, so loud. So I do get where he's coming from, but I also agree with, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually agree with something Charles Barkley said. He was like, the face, right. The face of the NBA is not something that you give to a particular person. That's something that has to be taken. You have to want that. You have to go and get it. When we talk about nostalgia, like Shannon Fry, um, he was saying that when Bird and Magic came in, they came in and took it. This is our game now. This is what we're about to do with it. And then when Jordan got, to the what was that, the Dream Team, there's a new sheriff in town. This is my game now. And same thing with Shaq. I'm I'm the diesel. I'm the most dominant thing that's ever touched this game before. So it's mine now. And Kobe in the same locker room, butting heads. This is my game. This is my team. I'm taking over. So um, Anthony Edwards kind of has that energy, especially when he was talking to Obama, talking about, man, I'm a cold mama. Like this, and John Morant has that energy. Um,
And I think that's what we missing the most. That's what we missing. Like when people say like these all-star games,
okay.
we don't have we don't have that sense of competition no more. Hey, like one thing that I did agree with when along the way when people were talking about the game and where it was headed, it was people are too chummy. It's too many friends there. I guess they were talking about how D Wade, Melo, LeBron, and Chris Paul were all friends and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
on the same team and stuff. Yeah, that's one thing that we do miss in the game. And like a lot of people that get flack like Westbrook, but we love him because of how he is. I look when we on the court, like I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? All that friendship, giving daps and all that crap is cool. Once that whistle is blown, I don't even know you, bro. Like, so like on some real, like you feel me? And I think that's the part we missing, and those were some of the aspects of the All Star game. Because me and you had these conversations about the All Star game back in the day. They were kind of like chumming it up too in some of the old school All Star games. So it's black and white as people make it seem so far how the All-Star games was back in the day. They took it kind of easy too. But at some point, that part became a part of the game. It's look, bro, you ain't finna be having no bragging rights. I don't want to hear this all the way to the next All-Star game. And that when you kick my butt, like you so that's what I think is missing. And I think like you say with the Jobs and the Ants and stuff, they know how to separate that friends to court type thing. Like when we outside the court it's cool, but once we on the court, I don't even know your name. You know what I'm saying? You just another dude on the court that's finna get, whooped on. So
a lot of people, I really feel like they should pay more attention to the game if that's what they're looking for. Yeah, like when I remember when that comment was made, a lot of these dudes are too friendly off the court. They hang out. But I saw Giannis dunk on LeBron, and Giannis looks up to LeBron. John Morant trying to take LeBron's head off every night.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards, his idol, Kevin Durant. I mean, they are friends off the court. When they play each other, Anthony Edwards had a couple
We're
of choice words for
naming
Kevin
the
Durant.
same people that we've been talking about. See,
Oh, I was
that's
about to
the
get into it.
but we,
I was about to talk
we
about
like,
Jokic.
yeah,
Steph Curry, even though he's smiling, he just dropped
yeah,
62 on your head. Dame and Steph are friends. They've hung out.
yeah,
But when Dame says something, Steph responded with 62. They are going at each other every time they play each other. Kyrie and Steph. Kyrie say, "Man, Steph Curry, he's big bro. I'm looking up to him. I'm following his footsteps. He's the guy, one of the greatest point guards ever lived." But every time Kyrie get in front of Steph, he trying to break his damn
mm,
ankle. They don't sound like friends. Like
yeah.
so,
But
it's
it's got to be. It's still like I guess it's still not um enough across the league. It's not. It's like it needs to be more across the league, like teams, like how we used to have like the Knicks and the Heat and stuff like that. We need those type of rivalries, those type of things. Like the Warriors and the Cavs had it for a minute because they were meeting each other in the finals, and that's what made the finals exciting because it was like dang, the Warriors got this dude. Can LeBron get over the hump? Even though the Warriors got every weapon on the world in the world, it's like, can he get over a hump? So I made it exciting, and we're missing those type of things where the team meet each other 4 times and it meant something in the regular season. And I think those things too will make the overall regular season better too when the regular season games counting because these teams face each other more than twice and stuff like that. And
mm,
the reason I say the chummy thing is that in the regular season, these teams are cool after a game. They get their butt kicked. They mean at center court, and it's it's like it's like, all right, bro, you got it. It's
yeah.
like if you beat me 3 times in a row, I only want to talk to you, bro. You know how we do. Don't talk to me. I'm to the locker room.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was cool the first game. Second, I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we had dinner, but F you, bro. Like, tomorrow 50. I promise you. I promise you. Like, I miss that. You feel me? And I think we getting a little bit of a glimpse of it with the Jai and even Luca. Like Luca looking at the GM and at J Kid every time he made a shot. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff make you. Let me tune in and see what you gonna give it a middle
Just a
finger.
little
Like, you
bit.
know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff.
And every time Chet and Victor Wembanyama play each other, boy, you can tell it is smoke.
Yeah, super.
Boy.
Like he's like, who's the tallest skinny dude? Like, we go who that skinny tall dude. Like, so yeah, that's
But
when we get back to that, and I'm hoping we getting back to that because I think a lot of these dudes and like having these foreign players is helping it a lot because of what they bring with them and being that they good. It's like we gonna kick your ass every time we play you. So
yeah,
I
man.
think
Yeah.
part of them coming over and being so good is bringing that back to the game because a lot of these games, like even to the point where we can have a foreign game against a USA All Star game because it's how good these foreigners are getting into where they can almost make a complete team inside within the NBA to where they can play other NBA players. So that I think that's what's bringing it back a little more competitiveness.
Let's get into these Lakers and Warriors. Both teams managed to land a superstar at the trade deadline. The Warriors getting Jimmy Butler and the Lakers getting Luka Doncic. Currently, the Warriors, I'm sorry, currently the Lakers are
Mm-hmm.
third in the West. They were before the Luka Doncic trade, they were fifth. Now they're third, behind the OKC Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Warriors are currently seventh in the West. They were at 10 before the I'm sorry, 11 before the trade. Now with Jimmy Butler, they are 7-2 since his arrival. Now Jimmy didn't play last night, but Steph Curry had a damn good game, 31 and 13 with 13 assists, four rebounds, and a loss to the 76ers. Um, they are ha- half a game behind the Clippers to make the sixth seed in the West to go into the playoffs. This shit is exciting, bro. This is so exciting. I thought we were singing the swan song. I thought Bron and Steph was just gonna kind of ride out into the sunset, but each organization was able to give each of our superstars like a fighting chance. And whoever either one of these teams run in the playoffs, bro, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's LeBron James is currently in the goddamn MVP talks now.
Yeah.
At 40 years old,
Yeah.
he's currently ranked fourth on the MVP ladder. It's freaking ridiculous. Steph Curry is now, since the trade deadline, is the highest scoring player in the NBA, averaging 31.8 points.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it.
Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny? The players who take the game the most serious is the players that still dominate. Ain't that funny? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? That's crazy that the dudes that wake up and do what they supposed to do, work, eat, sleep, basketball, at this age that they are, they're the top
Man,
players of the league. Ain't that's funny, huh? That's crazy.
man,
That's
it was
crazy.
like they
I, I
new life has been breathed into Steph and LeBron. Now, is it more so taking the game serious, or is it more so that these are like generational talents? We hadn't seen these two guys before ever.
you won't go back in history and see a player that didn't take the game serious, that later on in their career, early in their career, that they didn't dominate the way these guys are. You can't go back in history from the Magics to the Isaiahs to the Bills to everybody. The guys that came to play, the guys that worked hard and really loved this game. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. I don't care. And then wait, let me get this right. The extra sauce is that they great. You know what I'm saying? That they already great players. Then what put them over the top is you put all the hard work, the 100 shots, the all that stuff that they do, all the extra stuff, taking care of your body, doing all these things. It's the proof is in the pudding. You cannot deny working hard. And you can't go back in history and see a player that's at the top of the mountain that didn't in no sport, none.
No sport, no
All
sport.
your best players are the most obsessive guys on the court. It's no, it's you. I dare you. Go back. Go back. If you find a player that wasn't obsessive and he was a champion, he was the other guy. Bet you.
Yeah,
You will not find the dude that was the guy that wasn't obsessive. That this dude wasn't like, I'll whoop you in anything. I don't care what it is, video game, cards, spades, hoop, whatever. I have to win. You win. It won't be one. It won't be one. It won't be one. And that's what makes them guys who they are. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah. Agreed.
and Steph, Durant, LeBron, all these dudes are still carrying their averages at their age because they love basketball, bro. They love
They,
it. This is like
it,
this. Since it's what I'm doing, I might as well be great. I mean, what? I mean, that's crazy. That's a wild thought for some of these dudes. That's
it,
that's that's the crazy part.
you said the key word is obsessive.
Yeah.
Obsessive. It don't like because I can love something and not be obsessive about it. Like I can love art, but to be obsessive, like that's different, man. So who would you rather run into in this year's playoffs? The Lakers or the Warriors? Who would
Lakers,
who would
man.
you?
Lakers, because they defensive deficiencies, bro. You know me, man. I am. If I'm Steph, get
Yeah,
look on that road. Get look on that road, bro. Me and you, Jimmy. Because that's who he gonna be playing between Jimmy and Steph, like and maybe the other shooting guard. But it's gonna be pick and roll. It's gonna be that same play, ear tug. It's gonna be ear tug on Luka with Jimmy and Steph. The same play that they ran in the Olympics. Steph is gonna be ear tug because of the fact, much as I love to see LeBron playing the way he is.
yeah,
We talking about going deep into the playoffs, and
we
you
are.
got and because at the end of the day, he is 40 still. You know, playoffs is a
Yeah,
whole different monster when you playing somebody who knows what's coming every time. You know,
yeah,
so it's like and in a position where he's more than likely going to play somebody good. So, the Warriors, where they're at this moment, still in the play-in, they gonna play somebody good, but they're more scarier in the sense that Jimmy is Jimmy. Jimmy is Jimmy, man. Jimmy, if you get playoff Jimmy, it's a wrap. I don't care who you play. He's proven it. You can try what and say what you want when he's been healthy in the playoff. Jimmy Butler has proven he's freaking unstoppable. He's proven it. It's been two different, and he did it with the Heat, with nobody else. Dragged their ass to the finals twice,
twice, twice, yeah,
and now you put Steph on this team, and he ain't never had nobody even not even this close to as good. Not even that Adebayo or whatever. He ain't even this close to how good Steph is. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He got somebody like that. You put that type of person with a dude that improving himself in the playoffs. Now, with the Lakers situation, like I say, it's defense. If they can play defense like they've been playing defense, then yes. But once again, we're talking about strategy, and we seeing Luka. If I see Luka giving up 25, 30, it's like we dragging it. We are dragging. We gonna drag that all game. Like, you feel me? To where we're gonna make his 30 a liability. He's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to. We gonna have to. He's gonna have to be triple double Luka every game for the Lakers in the playoffs in order for them to win.
Facts. Facts. The Lakers are scary because they got two 6'8" point guards.
Uh-huh.
that's that's crazy to say out loud. They got two 6'8" point guards. We wonder about their defense, but currently, since
I'm
the Luka Doncic
hold on right
addition,
quick. Streets. I'm talking about specifically on the Heat team. I know he done had other teams. The mix of players and chemistry is different. D Rose is a different type of weapon than um
Stephen Curry.
Curry. It's because they're doing the same thing. Him and Jimmy have the same type of game because they're more under the three. So it's kind of like two different things. But I'm sorry, Robo. Go ahead.
Um, I would it from the looks of things, the Lakers are going to finish at a higher seed than the Warriors.
Uh-huh.
Um, so they have a chance of drawing in that first round matchup somebody like, let me see, somebody like the Clippers, somebody like the Kings, somebody like the Timberwolves, or even the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks going to be scary to see in the playoffs. I'll tell you that, if they can stay afloat. Um, and there is even a possibility that they can even draw the Warriors. We might have a Warriors Lakers first round matchup. Now, Warriors, if they get the sixth seed, like I think they will, we would draw either the Grizzlies, the Lakers, maybe even the Nuggets first round. So even a possibility of the Houston Rockets. So if the Warriors can get like one of those young teams, like the Rockets, like the Grizzlies, mm, even the Thunder. I ain't gonna lie, man. My money would be on the Warriors. I'm serious. They've done it before. Steph got 4 rings. Draymond got 4 rings.
That's
Jimmy been to the finals twice.
I agree with that. Like experience too is the best teacher. That's another thing with outside of LeBron. I mean, well, because Luka been there before. The top players on the Laker teams, they've seen this before.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Going deep. But if we're talking about, well, no, that's not necessarily true. Outside of Draymond, that Warriors team is a whole new team constructed.
Uh,
Is
their leadership has been there before. Curry got 4. Well, Curry got 10 rings.
but
He's been there before. That
but
coach has
it's
been
so
there.
do the Lakers though in that instance though
Of
because
course.
Bron have been there
Yeah.
10 times himself and Luka finally went and he did go to a Western Conference. Uh,
This is
went to a finals and a Western Conference final.
this is this is so entertaining because, like T Street said, the West is so unpredictable. We don't know who's coming out the West. It's so much talent out there. I would. There was a discussion about eras, your favorite basketball era. I'm almost leaning to post 2020 being my favorite basketball era. We've had 3 to 4 different champions. The talent uh, is dispersed so evenly around the league. We don't know who's going to win, but anyway, either here nor there.
I hear what you're saying with that, being that the talent is.
So
Uh,
it
no,
is
but
so
see, that
saturated.
also takes away from the GOAT debate too, though. So that's the only thing too that people forget about the aspect of eras and stuff like that. Because when they say a team or a person dominated that era, so that made that era bad. Does that make that era bad, or just was that person just that damn good? Are those teams just that damn good? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna blame him for being good just because everybody else couldn't get to the level of, because we all, at the end of the day, we all doing the same thing. We all putting
Mm,
we all putting basketballs in the basket. You get what I'm saying? So
I do.
you gonna strap. I mean, not strap. It's hard to talk now. I call this pause. You gonna handcuff. You can't even say that. You gonna put a guy in the box just because he was that raw and say his era wasn't good because he was that dude during that era, and it's kind of like it's weird. But I hear you so far as the so far as people had different people being able to the variety of teams and stuff that are winning championships, that do make for a little bit better era because you kind of like don't know who really got a shot at winning. But it's also cool to see somebody run something. You know what I'm saying? Like at the same time, it's like he's the king of the mountain. You know what I mean? Like you got to knock him off the top of the mountain. You feel me? So
So
it's kind
that's definitely going to have to be a topic next week. Favorite era of basketball, and giving reasons why. So we're going to book that. um, Kevin Durant. So there's been a conversation about Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns that um, Udonis Haslam was actually on ESPN, and he said it's over with. Kevin Durant will be leaving this summer.
of.
Where you see him, in your opinion, is Udonis speaking facts? And if he is, where's Kevin Durant going? And where would you like to see him go versus where he's going?
Well, me and you off camera had this conversation before. I think he should do the Dion thing, Dion Sanders thing, where he went like from San Francisco, won a championship, went to Dallas, won a championship. I think he just should become a hired assassin. He should become John Wick for the next. He retired, to where you call me and you want some teams out of here. I'm your guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he should do that. And his first his stop for his first hitman streak should be Dallas. I think he should go to Dallas, and have him, Kyrie, because him and Kyrie's cool anyway.
Yeah,
Go to Dallas, him, Kyrie, and AD. Just go. You know, let me get you two right quick. His next stop
yeah.
should be back to Oklahoma. I think that'll be at this time. He should be about 37, 38 ish, and
He's
he should be
37
winding
right now.
to 27 to drop down to like maybe 22, 23. That'll be a perfect fit to go with Oklahoma right at the end of his career. He can go back home and say, aha, I won y'all championship. You know what I'm saying? Before I hang it up. You know, I think he should just do that. For the next couple of years, just become John Wick. Yeah.
My fault, I misspoke. Yeah, Kevin Durant is 36 years old right now. He turns 37 in September.
So, yeah, so
Uh,
38, 39, you go back to Oklahoma, you know, wind it down, win with Shea and them, because they'll still be there. Bada bing, bada boom.
yeah, man.
Retire with 6 chips. Just go over there, like, you know, go to Dallas, one more, you know. No, he's not going back to the Warriors. That's too cliche.
Yeah,
We got to think out the box. Think out the box. Warriors is
yeah.
too predictable.
Well,
But
the
Dallas,
Warriors is they got Jimmy Butler, so they can't really pay Kevin Durant. It wouldn't work. But I would like to see Kevin Durant in Minnesota. I really would.
you know, I was one of
Um,
the original teams. I
yeah,
said
yeah,
Minnesota playing
like
again.
Two Street said, and like you said, I actually would like to see that. That way, Anthony Edwards could play with his idol.
What made me think
And then
it was Jaden Daniels. They paying him $200 million though, so that's the only thing.
crazy. I would also like to see Kevin Durant touch down in Milwaukee.
Ugh.
Play with Damian Lillard and Giannis and Kevin Durant. That would be cold. That would be
70
cold.
aliens. Oh, Jesus
Oh
Lord.
my
You
God.
know the whatchamacallit, Giannis be like, sign me up now. Give me 5 more years. I don't care what y'all pay. Whatever you gotta do to get this dude on the team, we good.
um,
Everybody can go. All of you dudes, everybody except for Dame is for sale. Like,
and then lastly, and I think would be, I think this would be crazy. I would actually like to see Kevin Durant go to San Antonio and play with Wemby and De'Aaron Fox. I think that would be more motivation to bring Coach Popovich back into the fold because for those who don't know, Popovich had a stroke this season. He's been recovering, and Popovich, along with Wemby, are basically out the remainder of the season. I think it would be a little bit more motivation to bring Popovich to come back and coach that Kevin Durant, De'Aaron Fox, and Victor Wembanyama team, and he also can be a mentor to the alien over there and Victor Wembanyama. Now, so I do think Udonis Haslem is speaking facts. Bradley Beal is like y'all can't trade me. I have a no trade clause. I don't feel like going anywhere. And if y'all can't find the right situation for me, then I'm staying here. It looked like Devin Booker and Bradley Beal is going to be the backcourt in Phoenix for a couple of years to come. Now, it leaves them no choice but to trade Kevin Durant because they're losing. They can't. This was a failed experiment to just take 3 stars and put them on the same team and go win the championship. That along with the Nets, and it's one other team I'm forgetting about where you're starting to see that just because you acquire 3 stars don't automatically put you in that running, don't automatically put you in that conversation where you're going to go to a championship over and over and over again. It has to fit. These guys actually have to play with one another. And I hate to kind of give credit to my wife because she was saying stuff like this back in 2016 2017 when we got Kevin Durant and stuff. How you know it's gonna work? What makes you think it's gonna work? They ain't never played together before. You don't know if it's gonna work. Shut up. Uh, you can't just take. You just can't take 3 stars, put them on the team, and expect it to
You're on
work.
the couch tonight, buddy. But go ahead.
You gotta. They actually have to play or want to play with each other. They actually have to
Yeah.
fit. It actually to make it work. So, um, let me ask you this.
Well, long as if KD go to the Mavericks, as long as there ain't no vaccinations and nothing gonna come up, they should be good.
One more time, I missed it. What you
I
say?
said, as long as they don't have no vaccinations in Dallas, they should be good.
KD took
No,
his.
I'm just
He good.
saying Kyrie ain't going for that. Like, so if he like, I gotta sit out, you know,
Right, that's right. You
that's
say
the only
that's why it
thing I
didn't
feel
work.
like to stop the Nets thing is Kyrie didn't want to take a shot. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Don't trip, G Streets. I'm staying out the doghouse, man. I'm gonna be good, man. I'm gonna be good.
Okay.
Actually,
He said,
actually,
shout out the doghouse. Yeah. Y'all ain't doing
um,
it. I'm just playing. Go ahead. Go to the next.
so yeah, man. The Phoenix Suns. The more and more I'm hearing, the more and more I'm hearing that things are uncomfortable over there, man. That things are chippy. People walking on eggshells over there.
Where at
So,
again? I'm sorry, I missed that. What? With
the
who?
Phoenix
Oh
Suns.
yeah.
What I'm hearing is that locker room, man, people are walking on eggshells. They can't seem to pull themselves together because you would think in your opinion, are they better than the 11th seed in the
Of
West? Like with the talent they
course.
have?
No, no, no. On paper, yes. But as you were saying just not a second ago, you gotta have chemistry. You gotta want to play with each other. And a lot of stuff people be saying things like the Bill thing was terrible fit. It was a
Yeah,
terrible trade. They
yeah,
gave up too much stuff. They're paying him too much money. Me and you had a conversation about this when it happened. We thought it was a good idea, but we did have the caveat that they did not. I think I was more like it's kind of working. You were more like him and Devin were the same
exactly.
player, you know,
Yeah,
and I was thinking more if they had a point guard.
yeah,
And then the
yeah,
next season well, they got a point guard now, and it should work. And I was more
yeah,
back to you were feeling like, no, it ain't worked this far, so it don't really matter if they get a point guard
yeah,
because it ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Like it's obvious these three dudes was between injuries and just chemistry alone. These three guys can't be on the court. The way the court is, you got essentially three guys that's doing the same thing, all scoring an average to above average defense. You can't win in the West like that. You got to
nope,
have some, as the Lakers are showing now, being that their defensive rating is better, it shows that it don't matter if you can put up all the points you got, but if you ain't stopping nobody when it's time to stop nobody, it don't matter. And that's where the Suns is lacking at their defense compared to offense, because across the board they're having good averages so far as point averages and stuff like that. With Kevin with 27 and Booker's average is going up as the season is going on, and Bill is at his 18, coming off even off the bench. He's at the 17, 18 mark. You have to it still has to fit. So, like we've always said, it's a such thing as a bad 30. It's a such thing as a bad 27. It's a such thing as a bad 50. It's a such thing that, weird as it sounds, it is a such thing that's bad. So you can have 50, 60 points, 70, 80, 90 points with these three guys. But if everybody else is only averaging 2 and 3 and stuff like that, and the other team is going for 147 combined, it don't matter. Or 123, these ridiculous scores we're seeing now. That little point spread that you guys are creating with just a three, you guys, it don't matter. And essentially that's what it is. They're hitting their mark, they get into their spot, scoring all their points, they're not stopping nobody. so their points are null and void. That's pretty much what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's tough as a teammate to a Kevin Durant, a Devin Booker, a Bradley Beal to be motivated to do your job if they're, along with scoring their collective 80, 90 points between the three, is taking 50 shots.
Yeah,
Because now that leaves me two shots, and I'm unmotivated to cut to the hole. Maybe I'm unmotivated to work on my corner 3 point. I'm unmotivated to play defense because you keep looking me off. Like
yeah.
there's no ball movement. So it's like, okay, well, shoot, what am I doing out here? So yeah, the Phoenix Suns did acquire
It's a
Tyus
lot.
Jones.
Like people don't even know, just from a point guard's point of view, like just passing somebody a ball or acknowledging him next play, I'm bringing it to you, could be enough to keep a guy engaged to want to play. And
Yeah,
sometimes people have to take that into account. It's like you're not the only guy on the court. I used to always try to make it a point whenever I was a point guard of a team, especially of a team full of stars or a team where it's majority great players. I would acknowledge a player if I came down and I gave it to one or two other people more than once, especially if I had seen them with the expression like, damn, I didn't get it this time. I would make sure I would acknowledge him. Like, all right, this next play is for you and only you. And I'm not even finna pass it to nobody else. Get to your spot. I got you. If it's a pick and roll, let's run a pick and roll. If you in the post, you in the post. I've even done that when we played a little hot second when we was in the league together. We took a timeout and I told you, okay,
yeah,
I don't care. I know I
yeah.
gave it to these last couple of plays. This next play is yours. Cut to the basket, whatever you need, and you got the ball. I try to always, and something it goes a long way. And people and players, especially you superstars, you have to acknowledge that. Just even if you pass it to them and they give it back, they touch the ball. It's like, okay, I'm part of the game, So,
Right. I'm
but
a part of
players
the
have,
game.
yeah, people have to acknowledge that part too.
So it before we move on to the last subject, yeah, I I definitely agree. The basketball holds energy,
Mm-hmm.
and the more hands it touch, the more energy it has. So when you are the other on the team, just simply catching the ball, moving, cutting, it sometimes that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's enough. So good point, man. So last subject, pet peeves.
Yeah,
Oh
you
man.
had a pet peeve,
Yeah, bro.
and that's
Yeah, bro. Ah,
I think you might have mentioned this before, bro. Go ahead,
it's-
do your thug thing, Brody. I'm gonna kick back.
look, look. All right. My pet peeve ties into what Shannon Fry, what LeBron, what Stephen A, and then was talking about for this whole face in the NBA debacle and the way we cover today's NBA, in my opinion, can be sometimes completely wrong. Completely wrong. Sometimes I feel like our media guys, like sometimes Shaquille O'Neal, sometimes Charles Barkley, sometimes Stephen A, sometimes what's white dude name? I can't remember his name. Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless. Don't actually like this game of basketball. They are stuck in the 80s and the 90s and compare everything that goes on today to that game. And sometimes it can help the game because we got something to look at because it sparks a conversation. Jordan versus Bron, Steph versus Magic. It gives people to talk something to talk about. But I think it does a lot more harm than what they intended to do. Because when I say something like, or when Stephen A say something like, LeBron James killed the dunk contest. Well, goddamn, LeBron James didn't even get in the dunk contest to kill it. What you mean he killed the dunk contest? Well, he didn't get into it. That's the
Damn.
problem, man. And everybody before that, every star before that did. Well, the problem with the past is East Bay got you a 10 out of 10. This fools is throwing the ball under their legs over the mascot while the mascot is twirling around on the hoverboard and dunking behind his head. We've never seen LeBron do that. Even in the high school dunk contest he was in, he won that based off his name. Honestly, his head was at the rim. He threw the ball down, but he's not a trick dunkster. The guys in the dunk contest killed the dunk contest. They weren't entertaining. That's that. It's as simple as that. So, but the problem is when Stephen A. make a comment like that, it's going to get repeated about 1,000,000 times by folks similar to us on social media. Like in the past, when these things were said, it's most of the time it's left there. It might get talked about in the newspaper, but who's really picking up a newspaper like that? It might get mentioned one other time by another player, but he's not really in front of a camera like that. And you have to turn on your TV and catch it at a precise moment in time on that TV to see it. When it's said now on Sports Center by Stephen A., well, it's going to get said on Get Up. Then it's going to be said on NBA Today. Then Chuck going to mention it on the broadcast. And then folks like us, we're going to catch it on the podcast. And then the comments going to go crazy on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, like all the stuff. And it's going to be, and it's never going anywhere. And you can always come back to it and bring it back up. And it gets said 1,000,000 times over. So these guys, like Charles Barkley, for instance, I don't think he even liked this game basketball. He really don't. I think he was a great ex basketball player. He did his thug thizzle, but when he watches this game, he don't see the nuances like a Gortat screen. He don't see how much space it is now on the court. He don't see that 7'4" guy can now dribble between his legs, nutmeg somebody, and do a step back and hit a three, and then all in the same breath get 8 blocks and dunk on somebody. He don't see Steph Curry is consistently hitting shots from half court. He don't see the skill it takes to hit a left or a right foot step back and drain a three. He don't see like just things that should be celebrated in today's game that's not as much as it should be. That's my soapbox. I want people to cover today's NBA that actually like these players, that actually like this game, that actually care enough to even watch the games in the first place. Chuck will admit he don't even watch the games. He just show up and talk about his cliff notes. Stephen A. don't even watch in the game. He just show up and they give him a couple of pointers and he speak on it. Skip Bayless don't even watch the game, and every chance he get, he gotta trash LeBron James. He has to do it because that's what he get paid to do. In certain podcasts, some of the most popular podcasts just talk about how trash today's game is. But you don't even watch. I can tell you don't watch. You saw some highlights, or you read some box notes, or you saw like the other night, Steph had 56. That's all he saw. He saw Steph had 56, and then made a whole story about how much the game is soft. That was his whole basis of his argument. And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to him, and I can tell he didn't understand that Jimmy Butler only had 5. He couldn't tell that the game was actually a close game. He couldn't tell that that they were actually losing us before we were able to pull away with the victory. So, what's up?
Let me ask you something. Is there any part of the old game that you do like?
Hell yeah.
Do you
Allen Iverson.
Do you feel that any aspect of that is in this new game?
Do I feel like any aspect of the old games in the new game? It's all through this new game. You just got to recognize it. You got to see it.
Okay.
It's all it's,
Do you
it's
think
all through
it's
here.
better served being 7 forward, nutmegging somebody than being 7'4" and utilizing your size at the closer to the basket?
I think being 7'4" and being as skilled as a Victor Wembanyama is, I think you would hurt his game more so than help his game to tell him to stop doing that.
No, I'm not. No, see now, let's not get it confused. I'm not saying essentially that he needs to do it all the time, but
Mhm.
your size is your strength. So
It
it
is.
should be your first in your mind. And the fact that you can do that should be the plus, not the other way around.
I
You
feel
understand?
that.
You get
I feel that. Yeah.
that's the problem with the game. And that's what you're not realizing. Is that the 3-pointer is supposed to be a plus, not the game. And that's
Mhm.
and that's the thing that why old school people who've come from that era don't watch the game. So you think it's just we're not watching the game just because um, um we're not watching the game for the sake of watching the game. It's not basketball. Basketball is when people touch the ball and the best shot is taken. It's not where we're leading to the three. We're leaning towards the three. Where we're seeing, you've even said yourself, we've seen people take 100 and 200 threes. And that's not basketball. That's why it's harder to watch because we're not utilizing, like, I watched a whole clip today from KG and Paul Pierce. And he said that even KG said a lot of these guys couldn't play in the league that we played in because it was about efficiency. It wasn't about taking a shot that was available. It was about taking the best shot. And that's where we're lacking. The 3-pointer is not a good shot conventionally. And
Eventually, that's the
and
key word
so
there.
with the invent of the analytics, they've changed the narrative on what the 3-point shot is. But in real life, a 3-point shot is a bad, low percentage shot. And it used to be a skill back in the day when you were a 3-point shooter. It wasn't something that that was a part of the game. And that's why it's hard to watch. And when you say things like people don't watch these games, this is why. And that's where you're missing it at. And I understand you like this game where you can throw it up from 50 feet at any time, but it's not basketball. That's not basketball. In basketball, when you come down the court, take 4 dribbles past the thing, and nobody ain't touched the ball, and you threw the ball from half court, what about the other 4 guys?
Mhm.
That's on the court. Yeah, and see, the thing is, it ain't just Steph Curry that's doing this dumb shot. That's a bad shot. Maybe not for Steph, but for your conventional basketball player, which is 80% to 90%, that's a bad shot. So you still from the game when you don't come down, run a play, and your last option is a half court shot. When you make it your first option and you throw all the other 4 guys out of the team because you think this is a good shot, which essentially it's not, and it's been verified that it's not a good shot. That's the problem with the league right now. And that's why it's hard to watch because now it's become about the 7'4" guy crossing you over, stepping back, shooting a 3. When you 7'4" and you don't even have to jump to dunk. What's the use of being 7'4" if you're going to be nutmegging me, stepping back and shooting a 3? What's the use? You might as well be 6 feet tall because essentially that's what you're changing yourself to when you're doing a step back 3-pointer. You're essentially making yourself a guard by shooting a 3 at 7'4". When you're 7'4" and you essentially have to do this, boop, 2 points. It's more efficient. It's right there, and we can get to the next basket. Now, it's been proven. If I score twos to your threes, which are bad shots, and I'm still scoring twos, I can beat you still.
Yeah,
You
you could.
have
It's
you
a
have
chance. You got a chance.
have to be a Klay Thompson or a Steph Curry type guy in order for them threes to be going in as much as my twos are.
So that was the conversation. The 3-point shot is a bad shot. And Charles Barkley, this is his talking point too, right?
Forget
He
your
said
street.
that a
We
jump
ran
shooting.
the
He
nice
said
streets.
he said he said a jump shooting team couldn't win a championship. Well, boom, the Warriors did it. The Warriors did it.
But
God
look
damn
what
it,
kind of person it
2015,
took to
right?
do it. But look though, look.
Oh,
But see, before you go there,
wait.
look
Let me
what kind
finish.
of person it took
Let
to
me
do
get
it.
in.
It took
Let me
the
get into it.
greatest shooter
Don't
to
cut me
ever
off.
walk the earth to do
Don't
that,
cut me
though.
off. Don't cut me off. Wait.
Okay.
So the Warriors did it.
Uh,
The Warriors was the only team playing this style of basketball 2014, 2015, because that's what worked for them. They found something that worked for them, they took it. And then the very next season, they came back and they won 73 freaking games. The most games ever won playing this style of basketball, right?
and lost
And the
basketball.
problem is when they're shooting all these threes, which was at the time about 30 something threes a game, they was like, man, we can't keep up with them. We don't know how to keep up with them. We have to, in order to beat them, we got to change. We got to evolve. We got to try to do what they're doing. And it didn't work for a good 3, 4, 5 years, especially after we got Kevin Durant. But now every team that's won a championship since 2015, 2014, 2015, it's a 3-point shooting team. Every last one of
But
them.
it's also the lowest.
That's 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 the only way. That's the only
But
way to win now.
but it's also the lowest TV ratings they done had in years too,
It
though.
is
So,
so. It was the lowest TV ratings at the start of the season. Now we're after the All Star game, and then it picked
uh,
right back up. And on top of that, same the TV ratings was low. It's been, it still is the most sought after media online.
but see, but
Matter of
when
fact,
you say that,
record
that's
breaking.
skewed because dunks are high commodity online. So a
So
lot of that stuff, top
increase.
10 ankle breakers, top 10 dunks and stuff. It's kind of messed up to use that as an argument.
What I'm saying is it is still a heavily sought after product.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
because
Don't
your
get me wrong.
mention
Basketball
was
is basketball,
because
but I'm saying though,
you saying that people didn't want to watch it. Well, that's contrary to what's happening online
now,
because it's breaking records online. No, it's
no,
been
but I'm
in the past few
saying, but
years.
see, but you being very vague with that though, because with online, I guarantee you, most of those searches are things that are just like dunks and crossovers and documentaries.
Well,
It's hard. It's hard.
that's kind of go against
Hard
what you're
because
saying. If most
it's
of the
only
game
a
is
certain way.
threes,
It's only no wait a minute. It's only so many ways you can catch a ball in the NFL. It's only so many ways you can hit a baseball out of a park.
don't shit on NFL. That's all
it's a
like that.
whole bunch of different ways you can dunk on somebody. It's a whole bunch of different ways you can shoot threes on somebody. It's a whole bunch of different ways to cross over somebody. And this is all one sport. Like some of them other sports, you can only do things one way. So you can't come on now.
What I'm
I know you
saying
like that
is
stat. I know you like that stat, but I'm on you with that.
what
We ain't gonna do that.
what I'm saying is the NBA isn't just relegated to TV no more like it was in the 80s and the 90s. There are people consume media a different way today.
Yeah.
Whether it be catching podcasts like this, whether it be on NBA TV or NBA League Pass like we do, or on TV or radio or just simply online. So the streams of the NBA game is more than any other sports out there. So just because the TV ratings is low, the streams are up here though. So
Yeah.
you just can't point to TV ratings and be like, well, it must be a bad game because people ain't watching on TV. But they're
Yeah.
consuming the media a different way. But
I
that's time, big bro.
Sunday, but my whole apartment gets lit whenever I'm doing something. I got people running up across my stairs. I got people watching. I can't get no love on Sundays in this mug, bro. I don't know. It's like I want to go upstairs and choke somebody. All right, so it's been an hour. I like to thank everybody who showed up, everybody that was in the chat, everybody that left comments. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. Appreciate everybody who do their thing and been in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We try to get it. We try to read as many as we can during the stream. You know, but between conversing and thinking about what the next thing we gonna say, if you get everything off, but we appreciate y'all for coming. We just left it on the court. You know how we rock, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? I love you. It's always a pleasure doing this with you every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Always, always. I need everybody to go to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Like I say, we almost to 100, y'all. We like 10 people away. Come on, man. We need some sharing. If you want that damn gift card, help me out. We like 10 people away from 100, and I got a gift card for you. You feel me? You know? So like I said, check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Facebook. Make sure you catch us every Sunday at 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? On Instagram Live. You know, until next Sunday. Let's go.
Nada.